Welcome back, Wayward Souls at the Double Tap In, episode 74.
Damn. The 74th Street Baptist Church. Good number.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to United States Marine Corps.
Yep. 74th Street. There's a heck of a building there. 7401.
Yep, 7401 Coastal Highway. Have they done anything with it yet? Any interest that you've heard of?
I've heard that I think they're going to lease the building to someone. And I think that someone has been identified. And I think they're just kind of working through like
the
that
details.
process. Yeah,
what they can do and can't do with the property, all that shit.
Yeah.
I read the proposal, what they wanted to lease it for, and did all that. So
yeah, it's a big money name in Ocean City. And even if you said it, I don't know if I would remember. But it's like one of those that's been there for forever.
Yeah. Oh, money.
Yeah. And no idea what their plans are with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All the ghosts of swallowed kids coming out of that building. Holy shit. I can only imagine.
If those burps could talk.
Yep. Thank God they can't.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Good morning, Ben.
Yeah. Good morning. What a start to the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's discuss some prime rib.
Yes. Yeah. I think we shared. Was it just in the groups that we shared this video, or did we share it? I'm sure we shared it on our social media as well. And we'll have to reshare it again.
Yeah.
But this thing is. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
So, traditional Christmas thing, we do standing prime rib, and we dry age it. We do all that kind of stuff, and typically roast it or whatever. Well, this year, my brother and his family came from Virginia, and we delayed it by a day, having our big Christmas meal. My nephew had to work, and this process takes a little bit of thought. It takes a little bit of planning, because you start a dry age process 2 weeks in advance. So I dry aged 4 prime rib slabs, I guess is a good way to put it. They were each anywhere between 2.5 and 3 pounds a piece, and I had 4 of them. Dry aged them, vacuum sealed them with basically compound butter with some rosemary that I plucked from the yard, and vacuum sealed them for 3 days. Sous vide them, sous vide 2 of them to 129 degrees, I think it was. And then did that for 24 hours. And then seared them in a rocket hot cast iron, 12-inch cast iron skillet. The only thing that I goofed on was I said I was going to do it outside, and I should have. But the lazies got me, and I didn't feel like dragging out my propane tank and my cook stand that I used for the turkeys and all that shit. And I did it in the house. Positive pressure ventilation is your friend.
Yeah.
So did that, got one to I'm going to say between a medium and a medium well, and then one just about a medium rare. Set them aside. Meantime, while that's happening, I have the other 2 on the smoker. And I smoked them. Again, I smoked one to about a medium, maybe a little over medium, and then the other one about medium rare, and brought them in and dropped them on the rocket hot frying pan. Fucking phenomenal. I mean, fucking phenomenal. One of the best prime ribs I've ever done. I was skeptical about the whole process, because you never know. And I, especially when I'm feeding a bunch of people, special event, I worry about shit like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking phenomenal. Cut them off the bones, save the bones. And then the next day, I made prime rib soup. Like a vegetable-based beef soup. Buddy, I'm telling you, that was one of the best soups I've ever made. It never left the crock pot. I do my soups typically in the crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped the bones in. I added beef stock and turned it on low for 12, 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled the bones out. All the
Yeah.
meat had already come off the bone.
Yep.
I skimmed everything out, picked through, took the fat out, got all the meat. And I thought I was going to have to add some beef to it. No, there was plenty of meat around the bone still left to make a good soup. I added the soup vegetables. And as I said before, I only use soup vegetables that have okra in it. Okra has a natural thickening agent, I guess is the best way to say it. So it'll make your soup a little bit thicker than just running water. Man, holy shit. I cut up 2 potatoes and put it in the bottom and let them cook for, an hour, however long it was, and served it up. Holy shit. Unbelievable. It was just, now I need to go out and buy prime rib just so I can make soup. It's a hell of a
Hang on a second. I knew it. So pre-show, we were talking about, I almost put the computer up on the bar right there.
Yeah.
And stood in the kitchen and did this episode. And I was like, no, that's not fucking happening because I'm lazy. But this is the reason why I should have.
Yeah, buddy. Yep.
You know what I'm gonna have to do with that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yep. That's gonna happen. It's gonna get smoked.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I got a buddy that wants me to cook a beef tenderloin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna smoke that. I'm gonna smoke them, and then that if I can get all that done today, I can get in the crock pot this afternoon.
Yes.
And then dinner tomorrow night will be.
Yes. Oh yes. It is.
Cool.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we did one of the fried prime rib for New Year's Day, I made soup, and I thought that soup was good.
Mm-hmm.
This was something else. I don't know if it was. First off, it's hard to beat a prime rib,
Right?
and I don't know if it was the smoking. I don't know if it was the sear. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And I did save some of the compound butter from the sous vide process. I want to tell this story to get to the next part of the soup. So I'm always tinkering and fucking with my recipes and how I do shit. And I did a brisket over Christmas, and I did not wrap it. Okay. I had it on the smoker. I smoked it for, I'm going to say 8 hours ish. Got it up to the 167, 168, 169. The color's looking good. I'm going to pull it off. Well, I pull it and I put it inside of one of my aluminum baking pans. And I went, I'm going to try something. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm just going to seal it up inside this with foil, and I'm going to pop it in the oven the way it is, and we're going to see how it came out or how it comes out. Well, in doing that, you're not losing the liquid from the 160 whatever until it's finished. it staying in the pan. So I drained it off and put it inside a little mason jar, put the lid on, popped it in the fridge. That was my soup base for the prime rib soup.
Oh.
So I told my mom what I had done. And I said, I have some of this left over. So when you do your prime rib soup from your leftovers, then you can make your soup with that base. I'm telling you. And I think that had a lot to do with the flavor of the soup, was that
absolutely.
Those drippings from that brisket. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Game changer. So I'm going to do it today. Yeah, today. I'm going to go pick up a brisket and I'm going to smoke it the same way, because now I'm out of brisket drippings. And I'm going to smoke a brisket and I'm going to retain it. I'm going to smoke it just because I want the drippings from it.
Yeah.
Because I have ideas and I'm going to need that.
Yeah. We, wow, there was a lot we just covered with all of that. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. Highly recommend the sous vide method.
Yeah.
I don't recommend searing them in the house. And I knew better.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yeah. So I picked up a little prime rib, probably about the same size, 2.5, 3 pounds. And I told our neighbors, I was like, hey, I'd like to have you guys over. This is the process I want to do. And I think the reel that we've seen does like a 24-hour dry aging, the 12-hour sous vide, and then the sear. So,
yeah.
I wonder if that cat was using like one of those special cabinets to dry age something. So like what you did
for 24 hours, it had to be.
Yeah. What you did in those 2 weeks to dry age that thing versus what he did in 24 hours, like there has to be a difference. You know what I mean? So
24 hours isn't going to do you any good. You're not reducing weight unless you have the dehumidifier or whatever that they have to do that with.
Yeah. So I told them, I said, oh, this is what I want to do. And they're like, oh, that's like super fancy. I was like, well, let's
not get carried away.
Like, we haven't done it yet. Like we still might be eating pizza by the end of the night.
Yeah. It's highly recommend it. I mean, in fact, when I go today to pick the brisket up, I'll stop by the grocery kitty and I'll look at manager specials and we'll see what they got, because I want to do it again. Yeah. Yep. Exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. So then moving on to your soup.
Yeah.
Like we're definitely going to do the prime rib. Like that's definitely going to fucking happen. Yeah. Moving on to the soup. I love all of that. The only difference that we found that we really like is we'll split the broth. Like we'll do some beef broth, but we also add in, like if it's 6 cups of water, we'll do like 2 tablespoons of beef broth, and we'll do 2 tablespoons of mushroom broth or vegetable broth.
Vegetable, yep.
So you get that, like, it's just like a savory, earthy flavor that you get with it. And it is like what that adds, it adds so much more depth to your broth. And then because it's all so salty, again, if it's 6 cups of broth, like we'll do 2 of beef broth, 2 of veggie broth, and just 2 of water to kind of thin it out a little bit, because it's, especially for the kids, like it is just so salty. And Harper, that kid will fucking crush some soup, like soups, like a creamy soup, a regular soup, like whatever it is. If it's in a bowl and she's eating it with a spoon, she'll eat as much as Rachel and I.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Good.
Like she will absolutely crush some soup. So
where's your part-time job going to be so you can feed that child?
Just lots of overtime. Yeah, lots of overtime. We were talking the other day about Harper really enjoys horse riding, and we have a friend that teaches lessons, and she's gone a handful of times. She's ridden twice, maybe, and she really enjoys it. And I keep making the comment, and right now our friend is fantastic. She says, "Hey, look, like we're fitting you guys in. Like I've got a hole in my schedule.
Right.
Come over, ride. I'm not going to charge you anything." Like I was like, "Hey, that's great. We truly appreciate it. When the time comes that you need us to pay, like it's not a problem. Like we will pay you. We're more than happy to." She's like, "Nope, it's good right now. Like if you guys want something scheduled, different story."
Different story. Yeah.
Yeah. And I told her, I was like, these might be the last times you see me here for these horse riding things, because if we start scheduling shit and Harper really gets into it, we're not like, I'm not going to be here because I'm going to be fucking working to pay for all this shit.
Yep.
So, and we laugh. And I tell you what, I have zero experience around horses in the horse riding community and all of that. But one, all I know is it's super expensive. But two, the people that we have come in contact because of, again, those handful of experiences of going over to this farm and ended up meeting the farm owner, the farrier that was there working one day, like just fantastic. The young lady that we're friends with that was helping Harper, like just fantastic people. And she makes the comment, she's like, well, you're never going to have to worry. Like if she gets into horse riding, you're never going to have to worry about where she is and the people that she's around.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. Like she was 3 at the time. And like the guy that's shoeing the horse is like, all right, come here. This is how we do this. And it's like showing her and like, hand me this tool, do this. And it was just like super cool. Like this guy doesn't like, again, this is the 10th time that she's seen a horse, the second time that she's been, or the third time she's been this close to it. Like, you don't have to do that, dude. And it's like, no, this is awesome. I love this. So
yeah, this is how we get your kid roped into making you go broke.
Yeah. Rachel's like, what? I think we'll get swimming. I was like, yeah, this shit's all expensive. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
So
Dale and Blakely are in the same boat with Sophie. You know, we all have a mutual friend. They've got a gentleman's farm, and she goes 2 or 3 times a week to do stall work, and she gets to ride on, you know, their horses, and she's, you know, 4 years old, and they call her the barn boss because she goes in and the biggest horse in there is her best friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, which is fantastic. You'll never have to worry about her. Teach a kid to hunt, fish, or be around horses, and they'll be too damn broke to do drugs.
Yep. Or they'll be too busy.
And too busy. Yep.
Absolutely. So like I was saying, that soup. So we're gonna take these prime ribs, and we'll smoke those today. We'll throw them in a crock pot. I need to get some mushroom broth or some veggie broth. Yeah. And we'll let those go overnight, and I'll make a nice soup for tomorrow. Holy cow, that's gonna be good.
Yes, it is. Shit. Yes, it is.
Shit. Speaking of briskets, did you see who smoked one? It was New Year's Eve. I guess it's his tradition, and tried the boat method. So, Jeremy, nice job. It looked great.
Yep.
So
I'm waiting to hear. I know Noah did some foil boats on his big 1,000-gallon smoker, and for whatever reason, that's how it operates the best and produces the best product. So I'm interested to see how Jeremy's turned out.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was wonderful.
Oh yeah,
because I've not seen anything ugly come off his smoker yet. So
right, yeah. I wonder, like, so the one that you did, you just used an aluminum foil tray.
Yes.
Like, instead of taking the time, like, let's be honest, we're all lazy.
Yeah.
Right. if you just took that big tray instead of taking the time to form the aluminum around the brisket, if that makes a difference. I can't imagine that it does.
To me, it would be the same, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What do I know? I don't know shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
No clue.
And we won't hear back from Noah and his briskets for a good 10 months because I binge. Yeah, you know.
So we goose hunt together, and goose season starts, and I send him a message like 2 days beforehand. It's like Trevor. He responded back 4 days after the season had been in. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm ready to hunt. All right, buddy, let's go.
Cool. I've been out 4 days already. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Now. So I've done deer hunting. Mm-hmm. I've never done any kind of bird hunting. Those are daily limits, correct? Like you could go every day of the season and get your daily limit. There's not like a season limit like there is with deer.
There is something called a possession limit. And let's say the daily limit is 2. Your possession limit might be 8. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So in theory, if you kill geese and go home and drop them off at your house and you have more than 8, you're in violation. So now it's always been confusing to me. If I go kill in the season, I kill 30 geese.
Yeah.
But I've processed them and I've cooked some are in the freezer, whatnot. How is that my possession limit? Am I that far over my possession limit? I don't understand exactly how that works.
Yeah.
I've also never heard anybody get violated with a possession limit unless they were part of like a poaching scandal kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that being an issue if like you're being like you're over your daily limit and you're being a prick.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's go take a look at your possession and then they get screwed with it. But like if it's the average person, it doesn't seem like that would be something that they would get hung up on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is something called a possession limit, and I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Not that I've ever had to worry about it, because I don't kill that much shit.
Yeah. Allegedly. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Interesting. I saw Sir Charles had his first retrieve.
Yes, he did. Yesterday. Got a phone call from a friend of mine who he has a goose problem. And whenever they come to his property, and people don't know this, but geese, their shit is toxic. It's toxic to other animals. And he has other animals. And he has a bunch of geese that shit all over the place, and his animals go get exposed to it. And they end up getting sick from it. So whenever they come to his property, he calls, and I'll go out and shoo them off. And yesterday, it just happens to be goose season. And yesterday he called and he said he's 10 or 15, whatever it is. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Jennifer and I loaded up. We go out to his place. We're able to do basically a walk up, a stalk, if you want to put it that way, on these geese. And Charles got his first goose retrieve yesterday. Nice. We've been working. Now, Charles is a Boykin Spaniel. For those of you who don't know, you can look on my Instagram. You can see him. They are a small water dog. These geese are 15, 16 pounds. He weighs 50. So as Jennifer said, he's trying to carry 25% of his body weight. And the goose is longer than him. It has a wingspan that is 3 times him. And we've been working with him, started with wings. Then I have a frozen goose that I use for training purposes. And he didn't show much interest in the frozen goose. A live goose, he's all about that shit. It took him a second. He sniffed it. and kind of went, what the hell is this? Then he realized that, yeah,
Nice.
his genetics kicked in, and he
Nice.
scooped that bird up. He thrashed it one time and basically carried it all the way to the truck. He was a happy dog, very
Nice.
happy dog.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now,
happy with that.
in that circumstance, the geese are in the field
Mm-hmm.
or on the ground.
Yeah.
As you walk up, like, because you can't shoot them on the ground, right?
Yeah, you can. It's some people say it's not sporting. Well, we're not after sporting. Now, we didn't shoot these on the ground. They flew before we got to them.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, what we're doing, it doesn't matter. We're trying to alleviate a problem for a farmer.
Gotcha.
So I don't care where they are.
Are there like, so they have,
You're not supposed to shoot them on the water, but this isn't water. So,
mm-hmm. Like, so I know that there's crop damaging tags.
yes.
Is there the same thing for goose?
Yep. You can get a crop damage permit for geese, which this farmer does.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this year he missed the application. The application deadline's like March 1st or something. He missed it this year, so he didn't get it for this year.
Gotcha.
But normally he has one.
Gotcha. But because it's goose season,
yeah,
you could go out and.
Yep. Which is what we've been doing. We went early season. We a couple times, and now they've come back during this season.
Gotcha. I'm learning all kinds of shit today.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. We're here for educational purposes.
Yeah,
and a little humor mixed in.
Yeah. And if you don't like our humor, fuck off.
Yep. Go find another podcast. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to hurt our feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, our next episode, I want to discuss the chili I made. And just to give you all a little teaser, I made a 5-pound meatloaf.
That's a big fucking meatloaf.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Wow. That's a big fucking meatloaf.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love meatloaf. We eat the shit out of meatloaf. And I know it's not everybody's thing. Dale.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I love meatloaf. And I do a good meatloaf, perfected it over the years. I've never written the recipe down. I just have it in this semi-sealed, very open vault.
Mm-hmm.
So it varies every now and again. This one was right. We just couldn't eat it all because we had so much other stuff left over from the holidays.
Yeah.
So it was either vacuum seal it or make a vat of chili. I made the vat of chili.
Yeah. Let's wrap this one up early because I don't want to wait.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I want to get to the chili, right?
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
Come back next show, the vat of chili. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.